Legal drugs, for example, you know, crack, meth, okay? If, you know, that one of the things that happens, the toxins come out of the person's body through the sweat. And that's why they can't ever really, you know, like if they're really addicted, you have a hard time, you know, which they're probably not caring about taking showers anyway, you know. But what I'm saying is it's a very pungent smell that shows up. But other drugs can also be excreted out. Prescription drugs, for example, can come out through the sweat. On average, most of it is water, but the cool thing about it, it creates what we term an acid mantle. Note, pH of roughly 4 to 6. That's pretty acidic. But it's really good because if we have all this sweat on the body, that pH, we're killing off bacteria we don't want there. So we have good bacteria that are surviving it. Throughout the day, we do what's called insensible perspiration. We create about 500 milliliters of it. No visible wetness on the skin at all. Just simply the stuff that's getting created as the body does its job. If there is profuse sweating and wetness of the skin, that's termed diaphoresis. Now, sometimes that can actually be a problem. You know, the person, that might actually be a symptom of something for them or something that they're suffering from. Now, when we exercise, depending upon the strenuous exercise that you do, how strenuous it might be, you're gonna sweat. And we can sweat excessively to a point where sometimes you can lose a liter of fluid in an hour. Now, granted, that's probably, you know, an Olympic athlete that's doing that, but still, you're sweating if you're doing a strenuous exercise and you want to replace those fluids that are being lost. Another type of gland that we have with the skin, ceruminous. These are a modified sweat gland, modified American gland. They are in the ears. They are what produce our earwax. And yes, once again, people can have an overproduction, but look at the function of earwax. Love it. Keeps insects from entering. Don't you just love that? I mean, think about it. You're asleep at night. You really paying attention to that? You got that housefly flying around before you go to sleep, but you wake up and it's gone, and nobody has opened a door or a window? Just saying. Mammary glands is a modified apocrine, the one that comes about at puberty. And that one, when the time comes, you know, will make the milk for the babies. Another accessory structure, nails. I don't get a whole lot into the nails, okay? Even though I know they're important, but we do have what we define as the nail body. If we begin to look over here, we're going to see that we have an area where we're going to have the nail root. We've got the nail matrix. This would be the area where the cell division would be occurring. So the cell division would be pushing the cells outward, and we get the cells that we know of as being the dead cells for the fingernails. And fingernails, unlike the hair, they grow continuously. So we're going to see that they can grow from 0.5 to 1.2 millimeters per day. And they definitely grow faster than the toenails. Okay? Where your nails might need to get done every 2 weeks, Toenails might only need to get done once a month because they don't grow as fast. This is just kind of giving an explanation of each of those parts. What I find kind of interesting is that fingernails and toenails are a hard derivative of the outer layer of skin, the stratum corneum. So they're actually a derivative of that. Once again, they are cells that contain a lot of keratin. Now, something that I find very interesting, we're the only animals with the flat nails. So that has been, you know, of course, other things that have happened evolutionarily, been given us, you know, the development of this opposable thumb that we have. So it's really cool that we're the ones that have the flat nail. When you look at the parts, just kind of giving you a rundown, part that like overhangs, the part that's the body. Some of the other portions, like the folds around the nail, okay, that you can sometimes clip, you know, with like what we think of as the cuticle scissors. Like I said, the matrix, that would be the point where the cells are dividing and pushing the older dead cells outward for the growth. And then we all think about that little half moon shaped area at the base of the nail, and this is termed the lunule, which is a derivative of luna, which is the moon. So that's kind of cool. Now, this integumentary system that we've now talked about, okay, where we've got epidermis, dermis, hypodermis. We've got all these accessory structures that are present. We've got the hair, we've got the blood vessels, we've got parts of the nervous system, we've got all the fat and everything. So now we understand our structure. What is it for? What's the physiology behind it? Yes, we need this protection against abrasion. What do you think of when you hear abrasion? Think of a scratch, okay? This is so important that without the skin, that scratch would be going to everything underneath. Simply putting on clothes could kill you. So that's kind of cool. It sloughs off because it's dying, the cells are dying, and as it does that, it can take some bacteria with it. It helps with protection against stuff, little microorganisms, foreign substances that might try to invade us. The glands that we have help contribute to the protection against these little microorganisms. The melanin we need against the UV radiation. Like I said, like we were talking about with the hair, all the protection that we get from the hair. Nails, believe it or not, they were used as self-defense and as tools based upon what we use them for now. Okay, well, I guess some people could still use them as tools. And then protection because it's a barrier to diffusion of water. The reason we are waterproof. Something else that this system does, it works for sensation. Helps us know pressure, pain, temperature, heat, cold, touch. Okay? Lets us interpret information about our exterior environment around us. One of the biggest, temperature regulation. Having the ability to sweat and shiver is going to help us maintain our internal body temperature, which we have learned at this point is maintaining homeostasis. maintenance of the internal environment of the body. When we shiver or sweat, I kind of mentioned earlier, the reason for that is to get the heat either away from the core of the body or return it to the core. The goal, maintaining that core at that roughly 98.6. So if it is too hot, the hot blood is pushed to the exterior parts of our body, to the capillary beds, and we sweat. If it's too cold, those capillary beds, no, there's no blood flow there. Blood flow goes back to the core of the body to keep it warm. And we shiver. Because if we shiver, and if we're truly shivering, we're not controlling that movement. Okay? If we are truly shivering, that's a movement where we are so cold, we are not controlling it at all. That makes the muscles move, and muscle movement generates body heat. Okay, I don't think I want to start this today, so we're going to stop right there for today.